Feminist icon Gloria Steinem is going back to page one of the groundbreaking magazine that pushed the women's rights movement forward and changed pop culture forever in the riveting new documentary, Dear Ms., a revolution in print. Take a look.
There were things we had to write about in order to change them.
Something very profound was happening.
We're not just a magazine. We're a whole social movement.
The main mission of Ms. Magazine was to
change the rules
about marriage, sisterhood, sexuality.
A lot of these articles could still be relevant. Women's magazines mostly did beauty articles.
Women's interests are much more than how to make meatloaf 12 new ways.
Do you agree with this women's liberation movement?
No, I don't.
scared a lot of people.
Please welcome Gloria Steinem. So, I remember when Ms. Magazine first launched over 50 years ago.
Oh my God, shocking.
The time just has gone, but I want to ask you, why do you think it was so revolutionary? And when did you realize that there was really something huge happening that we thought, could happen, but was really starting to get legs?
Really because I had been traveling and speaking to audiences with my speaking partners, and we could see that what was happening in the audience, and especially with women, was not happening at all with magazines, which mainly were praising their advertisers or writing traditional articles. And so we had the revolutionary and not very commercial, in terms of advertisers, idea that we could have a magazine that really related every day to what women read. And we could see that it was happening because we got mail by the bushels from women saying, thank you so much, now I know I'm not crazy, and I'm not letting my husband read the magazine. I don't know, all kinds of, so it was intuition, luck, and everything that happens to give birth to every social justice movement.
I remember it very well, and it was totally revolutionizing to me and every woman. I mean, it was like, whoa, it's just about how to put your hair together and put on lipstick. So, and the other thing is that in the first issue that you published a list of 53 notable women, including Billie Jean King, Susan Sontag, and yourself, who had had an abortion. It was interesting because Nora Ephron was on the list, even though she didn't have an abortion. She just wanted to do it for support, according to the documentary. And abortions were illegal during that period. And they're still abortion rights are still under attack. I mean, Trump's big, beautiful bill would effectively defund Planned Parenthood, which Planned Parenthood abortion is just a very small part of what they do, but they want to just annihilate the entire thing. Are you surprised that we're back where we started almost?
Well, I don't think we're back where we started because it is not a danger in the way that it was to have an abortion.
Not yet.
Not yet. But I think it happens that women have wombs, and wombs are necessary for all kinds of reasons and all kinds of politics that have to do with race and nationality and everything. So just to fight for our bodily freedom is not going to be a given for a while. One of the good things about being old, I'm old, is that I remember when it was worse, okay? Yeah. But I do realize how far we have to go.
Yeah.
Well, one thing we share in common is we both went to Smith College, and I have to say, as a proud Smith grad, your light shines bright, because so many of us are drawn to that institution because of you. So thank you for that. But long before the Me Too movement, Ms. Magazine was the first to discuss taboo subjects like sexual harassment, domestic violence, which raised awareness, led to legislative action, and the opening of the first battered women's shelters. So tell us about that and how controversial those covers were at the time.
Well, we were trying to figure out how to portray the issue without duplicating the problem. And so we had a very delicate faced woman with a black eye that, of course, was makeup in order to be shocking. But I, of course, remembered this from growing up in Toledo, Ohio, where domestic violence was so common that women almost, I wouldn't say bragged about it, but it was a proof that their husbands cared. I mean, it was,
There were songs written like that. Remember, he hits me because he loves me. I mean, this is the mentality that they gave us.
Oh my
Right.
man, I
And
love him so. He
yes.
beats me too.
Yeah.
And the sign of success in the eyes of the police was getting the family back together again.
Wow. Yeah,
The
that's
criminal
right.
and the
And the police couldn't
abused.
do anything either at that time, if I recall.
No, it was very difficult. I mean, the first thing that happened was not from the police that was helpful, it was shelters. That women's groups around the country began to open shelters where women could go.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the documentary, I watched it yesterday, it's fantastic. It delves into some criticisms, though, also of the feminist movement in general. And it hits that hard on. And Miss Magazine in particular, criticisms of the magazine, which struggled with diversity and representation. For example, the founding editors were all white, and women of color were rarely featured on the cover, even though they were on the cover. What did you learn from the criticism that you received, and what advice would you have for the social movements of today?
Well, what I learned was learn from the criticism and then do it. Do what you. But it was a problem because, for instance, newsstands were divided into magazines for white audience and people of color, and so they didn't know what to do with us. We had no place there, and so I used to go around the country and invite out to coffee the newsstand dealers, the guys. And try to persuade them, to put the magazine in a particular place that didn't apply to those categories.
I tell you, Gloria, thanks for everything you've done.
Yeah, thank you,
Just
Gloria.
thank you.
Listen, no, I remember seeing you in California. You were performing in California, and I remember coming back to New York and saying to New York Magazine, there is this amazing...
Strange woman.
So thank you.
Thank you. Our thanks to Gloria Steinem. Dear Ms., A Revolution in Print is available right now on HBO, and it's streaming on Max.